What's up everyone, it's Hannah. Welcome back to my channel. And we're not vlogging today. I am going to be putting together my August TBR. I think this is the first TBR I've put together this whole entire year. Hold on, my mom's calling me. Okay, anyways, back to what I was saying, question mark. I am setting up my TBR for August because there's a readathon, the Studio Ghibli readathon, that I wanted to participate in, and it's August. It technically started, so I'm a little behind, but it's okay. Why is my keyboard not working? I need to choose my movie because, like, while I think I want to try and get Blackout on their bingo board, I do want to have like a little movie that I'm going to be like doing the prompts for. So I have like 3 separate books for each of the prompts. So I'm going to take the BuzzFeed quiz and I am going to see what movie I get. If my keyboard is going to work. This is not going to plan. So this is the BuzzFeed quiz that Nitty Ready Reads made for the readathon. Also, I'll link all of the announcement videos down below so you can go check that out if you want to join. I hope you join. I haven't done a readathon, so I'm doing this readathon. Actually, I haven't done a readathon since 2022 started. I've just been really busy. So the first question is, what do you want? To create peace between everyone, to achieve my dreams, to make the world a better place, to find true friendship, to accomplish things on my own will, to protect the people I love, to become my true self, to be free from troubles. I'm just gonna put to achieve my dreams. What is your greatest fear? Losing a loved one, failure, capitalism, being alone, violence, making mistakes, change, leaving comfort. I'm gonna say failure. Yeah, I think high school did a number on me. But which looks more appetizing? I'm gonna guess that all of these are from the different movies that are options this year. Okay, I think animated food always looks like 10 times better than actual food. Like it's insane. The options that we have here are watermelon, cream stew, ramen, pineapple, miso soup, porridge, herbs, or salmon. I think I'm gonna go with ramen because I mean I'm not a huge fan of watermelon, even though that looks great. Cream stew, I'm lactose intolerant, therefore no cream. Pineapple, great on some occasions but not all, and I'm not too much of a soup girl, and I'm not quite sure what's going on with the herbs. And the salmon looks like it has a cream sauce on it, so I'm gonna back away from that, even though I love salmon, but I'll go with ramen. I haven't had ramen in a really long time. Choose a quote. I'd rather be a pig than a fascist. Whoa. Don't be afraid, there's nothing to fear. There's a voice inside me that says things won't go that smoothly. Okay. Sometimes you have to fight for the things that are worth fighting for. This has nothing to do with Studio Ghibli movies at all, but it's giving like April fighting for her marriage to Jackson, and I'm sort of attracted to that one. I can deal with forest gods. It's humans I'm worried about. Remember, you can't trust men. I also like that quote. Then I'll never ever leave. I'll always be with you. That seems very romantic. If today's no good, you'll have tomorrow. If tomorrow's no good, you'll have the next day. When you grow as old as I am, you can't any longer say this was someone's fault and that was someone else's. It isn't so clear when you take a long view. So I think those are all my options. I think I'm gonna go with sometimes you have to fight for things that are worth fighting for, because I gotta rep my homegirl, April Kepner. What do you look for in love? Well, considering I am not looking, I guess hypothetically, I will answer this question. Someone who is adventurous, someone who inspires me, someone who is my best friend, someone who is always there for me, someone who understands me, someone who is from my past, someone who is incredibly different than me, someone who is my enemy, not the last one. I feel it's between like someone who understands me, someone who is my best friend, and someone who inspires me. Because like I'm a huge Friends to Lovers fan, you know, Jackson and April, but I think I might go someone who understands me. Choose a vacation spot. Sunset by the grass, quiet schoolyard, flowery meadow, house by the sea, secluded marsh, plain by the sea, mystical lands, magical forest. I might do House by the Sea. Which word describes you the most? Loyal, optimistic, free-spirited, compassionate, creative, curious, nostalgic, or independent? I don't think free-spirited. I don't think anybody's ever described me as free-spirited. I feel like I'm very loyal. I feel like I'm a realist. I'm not always optimistic. I guess I'm creative, but also at the same time, like, I wouldn't really describe myself as that. Am I curious? I don't know. Sometimes I can be nostalgic, but not all the time. And I definitely think I'm independent, considering I do a majority of the things that I do by myself. I might go with independent. I think I'm fiercely independent. What element is your zodiac sign? I think, if I remember correctly, Scorpios are a water sign. That sounds right. So, water. What element is, water. I got Whisper of the Heart for my movie. So let me check what the prompts are for this movie. And that way I can also join the Discord channel and see what else other people are up to. According to the Google Doc, the prompts for Whisper of the Heart, a book that features music, a book about books, and a format you don't usually read in. Book that features music. Let me do some quick looking through my TBR on Goodreads to try and see if I can fill these prompts. For a book about music, the first prompt, I think I'm gonna be reading I'll Be the One. It's about this girl named Sky Shin, who is, I think, going through like a K-pop debut competition thing. Yeah, a televised competition to be the next K-pop star. It's like music industry. I'm hoping that counts. I've had this on my want to read since last year, so I guess we're getting to it now. For the second prompt, a book about books. I think I might try and read Book Lovers by Emily Henry. One, book is in the title, so it has to sort of be about books. Two, really hyped right now. A lot of people have been reading it. I want to jump in and also know what people are talking about. And for my third prompt, which is a format you don't usually read in, I'm gonna use an audiobook because like I do read hardcovers, paperbacks, like ebooks pretty frequently. I'm pretty spotty with my audiobook use. So I am going to just listen to an audiobook. What should I listen to? I think I am going to listen to an audiobook of a romance novel because I feel like that's sort of going to help balance out the rest of my TBR because I don't want to be too ambitious about it. I think I'm going to listen to the second book in the Kiss Quotient series. I think it's The Bride Test. Tell me I am right. It's The Bride Test. I really loved the Kiss Quotient, so I'm really excited to read The Bride Test. And I know that this is like also a contemporary romance with, I think this time, an Asian, or at least like part Asian female lead, because for the Kiss Quotient, the female lead was white and the male lead was like Vietnamese, or like part Vietnamese. I don't know. I don't know what tropes are in here. I just know it's gonna be a good time. Also, the group book for the readathon is The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea. I also don't know what that's about, so I'm gonna look that up right now. Okay, it's a young adult fantasy. It's also been tagged as a retelling. I'm excited for this because I want to get into more like YA fantasy that's based on like Asian inspired stuff. So I'm really excited for this one. I'm really glad that they chose it as their book. Also, the cover is so pretty. Like, I really love this cover, and also it sort of reminds me of the cover for the book that I just finished, Daughter of the Moon Goddess. Those covers, like, I love the color palette and I love how intricate they are. But I think that's pretty much everything that I'm gonna do for the Studio Ghibli readathon. After that, I'm just gonna read all of the books that I should have read in July and all my library books and whatever comes in. So for my arcs, I have 3 arcs that I'm reading. How to Date a Superhero and Not Die Trying, I think, by Cristina Fernandez. I'm like 30% into this one. This technically got published today, so I'm a little behind, which is my bad, but definitely a priority right now. It's basically about this college-aged girl who is dating a superhero, and you know, she's trying to not die. My thoughts right now, so far, because I'm only 30% in, is that she reminds me of my high school self, and I don't really like it. Another arc that I have is The Fixer Upper by Forsythe. It's a romantic comedy where this girl basically fixes up men so that they can basically go on and be like better boyfriends, better partners to whoever they're going to be dating. But then she gets paired up with an ex, and now she has to like reevaluate like her stance on everything. That also got published today, so I'm behind on that one too, but I guess better late than never. And the last arc that I have to read is Lucy Checks In by Ernst. I have no clue what they're doing outside. It's also a rom-com about a disgraced hotel manager who basically, I think, travels to France to rebuild a hotel and like her life. I feel like I'm gonna really enjoy this one. Those are the 3 arcs that I am getting through. And my library books, I'll show you what I currently have going on with that. Obviously we have Malibu Rising. I started this yesterday, and I mean, like, I'm only 25-ish pages in. I got to the 2nd chapter. I really like how Taylor Jenkins Reid sort of has like her own literary universe going on, because I like how like all the books that she has are sort of interconnected. I wasn't the biggest fan of The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, but I really did like Taylor Jenkins Reid's writing style, so I am excited for this one. Another one that gives off like Hollywood rich people vibes, The View Was Exhausting by Mikaella, Clements, and Onjuli, which is like the premise of this book is that these 2 people, like famous people, are fake dating in order to draw media attention away from things that they don't want exactly publicized as much. But then something happens and they have to reevaluate their situation and like reevaluate their feelings for one another. Also, look who's on the cover. Taylor Jenkins Reid. And then I also got This Is How You Lose the Time War by Gladstone and Amal, el-mohtar. I think this is science fiction-y. On the inside it says, in the ashes of a dying world, Red finds a letter marked "Burn before reading," signed Blue. So begins an unlikely correspondence between 2 rival agents in a war that stretches through the vast reaches of time and space. So this is definitely shorter than the other books that I have on my TBR, but hopefully I can get through this. It's not something I would normally pick up, but a friend read it and really enjoyed it, so we're gonna do that and have a nice little discussion with them. Finally, last night at the Telegraph Club, I technically this was on my TBR for May, because we were supposed to do it for a book club pick, but May was just super busy. I didn't get around to reading it, so I'm gonna read it now. I actually have the physical copy this time, because last time I just borrowed the audiobook. Basically, I think this is like a queer young adult romance set during the Red Scare, and it follows Chinese American Lily Hu and I think a white love interest. I'm not really sure, and I haven't read that many queer reads this year, so I'm excited to check this one off. And yeah, I think that is everything that I am planning to read. Oh, and whatever other holds come in from the library. The library has been giving me my holds in very weird times. I think I'm definitely gonna wait on whatever the library has once I get through all of these and whatever I have for the readathon. That's pretty much what we're going with as a priority. And I forgot how to end videos that don't do vlogs. Okay, and with that, thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you're also gonna do the readathon and what movie you're planning to watch. I haven't watched a Studio Ghibli movie before. I mean, technically I watched the beginning of Spirited Away with Anime Club in 7th grade, but I just never finished the movie, so I don't know how it ends. And arguably I think like that's one of the most famous Studio Ghibli movies, so maybe I should go and finish it during this month, in the spirit of the Studio Ghibli readathon. Who knows? And with that, thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Stay fresh, and I'll catch you next time.